Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's live OET mock speaking session with myself, Scott. I'm looking forward to having all of you in the class today to listen to little me speak about my OET speaking, etc. So anyway, can I just confirm, of course, that everyone can hear me and that everyone can also see me as well. So you should see and hear me somewhere around the screen somewhere. I like doing this tech check every day to make sure everything is good to go. Just make sure that you can, of course, hear me and see me in the feed itself. Great. That's all I need to do. People are saying yes, which is fantastic. So welcome to the session today. Let's see who we have so far. We have Plaxides. Hello, Plaxides. Morning to you too. We have Anila has said good afternoon. Welcome to you too, Anila. Praveen has said good afternoon. Good afternoon to Praveen. And we have Kyaw has also said hello over in the session today. Praveen says both are fine. Absolutely fantastic. So that's over on our feed. Let's have a look now on the official OET YouTube feed. We have Alicia, Nevetha, we have Eleanor, we have Yadu, we have Victor, we have Salman, we have Anisha, Lizbeth, Navitha, Darren, Salman, Victor, Big Boss, great name. And Swoosh English has joined us over there too. I'm only joking, that's us. Welcome to everyone. Let's see who we have over on the YouTube feed. We have Maruga, we have Ninu, Sabina, Rajeshwari, we have Alex, Rita, Glory, Christina, Hassan, Narinder, Wael, Sitara, Joel, Manju, Neil Lavini, Joyce, Lily, Sherin, and Sahara as well. Welcome, guys, to the session today. I hope that you're all doing well. Let me know where you're from today and how well you, of course, are doing as well. Also, let me know when you're taking your OET exam. So 3 questions to everyone. How are you today? Where are you from? And where are you logging in from today? And when are you taking your OET exam as well? Looking forward to reading some of those comments before we get started with our exciting speaking class today. So let me see. Anyone answered that question yet? So we have Dr. Ahmed here. Welcome from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Amit is from India. Very nice. Thank you very much. Keep them coming. I'll read out as many comments as I can for a couple of minutes. Solid News, I am sorry, you do exist. I just didn't see your message. Solid News, there you go. Welcome. Hope that made you feel happier. Thuraya says it's from Syria. Big Boss says, yes, thank you. You're welcome, Big Boss. Amazing work with an amazing name. Jocelyn from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ali is here. Great, Ali. Glad to hear you're here as well. And Ali is from Cyprus. So very nice. And first Cypriot student I can recall in these classes. Brian is from the Philippines. Christina is from Kerala. Shemi is doing good from Kerala, taking the exam on July 10th. 1 week's time, Shemi. Hope you're feeling good about your OET exam. Minimal is from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ramaya from India. Mari Paz from the UAE. Sabina is in California, USA, and is doing very well. And Hannah is from the UAE. Rinsila from Kerala. Ozge is from Turkey. Narinder is from Singapore. Anil John from Dubai, beginner OET. And Manju has the exam on July the 7th from India. Amazing. Okay, let's see who else has checked in, and we can see how people are doing. We have Prathika from Kerala. We have Ayush from Nepal. We have Rajveer says, good morning, I am from India. Alexei has joined us again. Welcome back, Alexei. I remember you from quite a number of our sessions. Greetings from Dubai. Gia Ditch. Oh, you speak in Irish to me. That's very nice. How's the form? Very well, Alexei. Thank you very much. Prahuja said, I am from India. Very nice. Alina said, Alina from Saudi. Plaxides said, I am from Zimbabwe. I am writing on the 25th of September. Not a good bit of time for you to write, Plaxides, but 2 or so months of preparation. Hope it's going well. Praveen is from Oman. Are you from Muscat in Oman? It's a beautiful city. I love it. We have Katarina from Poland. We have Nolita says, hi, guys. And we have Lisbeth from Cyril Tana Apple. Very nice. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for all of those comments. Okay, good. A nice international bunch here today, as always. So let's get started with our OET mock speaking exam session today. I, of course, look forward to doing these classes with you as always. So, yep, let's get started with our OET mock speaking exam class. As always, our lesson format isn't going to change very much. We want to make sure it does really well as usual. We're going to learn and review the scoring criteria for OET speaking. Of course, you're going to take part or listen to some OET role plays. I'll try and get 3 done today if I can. So let's get started and get into the session. We're going to listen to feedback on student performance and give your own. And then if we have some time at the end, a brief Q&A where you can ask me some questions about your OET preparation at the very end. Oh, I forgot to say, Kyo, one of our usual students who signed up to these classes, is from Myanmar. Welcome, Kyo, and welcome back to this session. So, okay, guys. So, in case you don't know, this weekend is Thank You NHS Day. So maybe you're already living in the UK. Maybe you're already working as an auxiliary nurse or doctor. Or maybe you just appreciate how great the NHS is. So this weekend is going to be a lot of celebration about thanking what the NHS has done regarding its COVID response and just in general how great the NHS is. So make sure you stay along to the very end of the class as we are doing a special promotion for our OET preparation courses in honor of the NHS, which I hope some of you guys are going to come in and work in someday and continue the great work that they do. So make sure you stay around to the very end to hear more about how we can help you as part of thanking the NHS for our special promotion. So guys, I have a question for everyone. When you pass the OET exam, what do you plan to do? Let me know in the chat box, guys. What do you plan to do when you pass your OET exam? Please let me know. I'm looking forward. Maybe you plan to move to the UK. Maybe you plan to move to the USA. Maybe you plan to move to Australia. Or maybe you blah, 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 blah. What just happened to be there? I'm going to be speaking about fluency very soon and not speaking too fast. And clearly I just spoke too fast there. Maybe you plan to move to the USA or Australia or New Zealand or Ireland. But let me know about your big dream, your big aspiration, the thing that you really, 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 really want to do when you do so. Okay. So we have Elizabeth says, I want to take the CBT. But Elizabeth, when you take the CBT, what do you want to do afterwards? What's the reason for doing all these exams? Like Lisa said, register with the NMC and move to the UK. Very nice. Alexi says PLAB 1 and 2. Okay, Alexi, when you have the PLAB 1 and 2, what do you plan to do afterwards with that? Okay, you're not doing the OET just so you have the PLAB. You're doing all of this for a big reason. Let me know, remind everyone else here. Van is said to work and live in New Zealand. Lovely. Anila is planning to move to New Zealand as well. Beautiful country. I spent some time there a couple of years ago. You will love it. Prabhuya said plan to move to the UK. Rajveer wants to move to the UK. Nonito says next step for me is an Ireland application. Lovely. We'll have you over here for sure. Lois has said migrate to a European country and work as a registered nurse. And Elizabeth wants to move to the UK as well. Great. So we got a lot of people here planning to move to the UK, planning to move to New Zealand, planning to move to Australia, Ireland, etc. for your big goal, your big dream to improve your life, improve your professional skills. That's why you're doing the OET exam. I always want you to remember that when you are going through all of the hardship and the difficulty and the sacrifice of preparing for your OET exam. Keep that big goal, keep that motivation there because it will pay off when you pass this exam. I'm sure of that. So all of this time investment, money investment, sacrifices that you're making, it will pay off. Please keep that in mind when you do pass your exam. Okay, so guys, what is your biggest challenge with OET speaking? Let me know. When you are doing your OET speaking practice or going to your OET speaking classes or whenever you're speaking in general, I suppose, what exactly is your biggest challenge, your biggest difficulty with OET speaking? Let me know in the chat box, guys, precisely what it is. We'll try and address some of those queries today when we're doing our practice, but I want to know exactly what you find is the hardest part. Praveen says, I want to register as a nurse in the NHS in the UK. Very nice. Pre Davis says, I'm planning to write the exam in October. I would like to move to the UK with my family. Lois wants to be in the UK. And there go. Alexi wants to move to the UK and return to the medical profession. Okay, Alexi must be working on something else in the meantime. But yeah, guys, what's your biggest challenge? Okay, we've got a few answers coming in here. Sama has said fluency. Onahid has said planning to work in the UK. Litty says confidence. Shemi says completing the task. Shirin says fluency. Ansi says fluency. Asfal says fluency. Rincilia has talked about expressing empathy. Okay. Big Boss says saying in between sentences, otherwise known as hesitation. Big Boss shows some hesitation when he's speaking. 8cat Arzadon said, when the patient is difficult to persuade and reluctant for treatment options. Yeah, how to deal with a difficult patient. That's quite tough. Whereas Marshida said, an accent. I'm not an native English speaker. Michelle also says accent as well. Preparation time. I've seen a lot of these before. Anjush, time management. Anila, time management. Sanjay, word searching. And Kerfue says fluency and grammar. Okay, these are all common errors and issues that we have with OET speaking. So I'm going to go through some of the speaking criteria today with you. And I'm going to go through a few tips for each section of that exam, or each of the scoring criteria, sorry. And with that information, hopefully some of you can apply that into a speaking role play where I can give you some comments and feedback on all of those. So there are two sets of scoring criteria in the OET exam. As many of us know, they are the linguistic and the clinical communication criteria. My goodness, I can't speak today at all. Are you sure I should be doing an OET speaking session? I can't even pronounce my words correctly today as well. Linguistic and clinical communication criteria. Okay. So linguistic criteria, if you're new to OET preparation, my first tip is learn the scoring criteria like the back of your hands. Okay. Make sure that you know it really, 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 really well. So linguistic criteria, there are 4 different sub-criterion. They include intelligibility, fluency, appropriateness of language, and resources of grammar and expression. Let's bring this in closer so everyone can see. Intelligibility assesses your pronunciation, your intonation, and your accent. Okay, so a number of people today have been talking about accent and how that's an issue. So of course, maybe the interlocutor, when they're speaking, you might find their accent to be quite tricky. That's of course reasonable, but you don't have to try and change your accent to sound like a native speaker. I wouldn't recommend that at all because that can be difficult. Some people are great with accents. Some people are really, really bad with accents. But the most important thing is that you don't have to change it. All you have to do is, if you have a particularly heavy accent, minimize it. Make it a little bit more neutral. But don't change your accent to sound like a native speaker. Okay, that's a top tip for that section. In regards to that, pronunciation should be accurate and your intonation should not be flat. You should rise and fall as is appropriate with expressing yourself in the English language. Okay, on to criteria number 2, which is your fluency, and that is the impact of the speed and smoothness of your speech on your listeners' understanding. Now, fluency has 2 aspects to it. A lot of people think it only has one: speed. Speaking as fast and fast and fast and fast and fast as possible. You saw what happened to me when I spoke very fast. I went blah, 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 blah. I got tongue-tied. I tripped in my words, okay? It also means that you're speaking faster, and that means your brain has to catch up with your tongue more so as well. And that will mean that more errors may come across. So it's about your smoothness as well. So you want to be able to maintain a nice rate of speech from beginning to end with as little hesitation, self-correction, and repetition as possible. To do that, I recommend you take your speaking speed and reduce in your native language and reduce it just a little bit. So you're speaking slightly slower than you normally would. That's a good area for you to still satisfy the speed criteria, but also will give you more time to make any corrections and avoid any hesitation that might come about as well. So please keep that in mind. Okay, next criteria is the appropriateness of language, which is the impact of your language, tone, and professionalism on your listeners' understanding and comfort. So basically, how formal do you speak? How formally or informally do you speak? Make sure, of course, you sound suitably like a nurse, a doctor, or a pharmacist, not that you're speaking to your best friend or that you're speaking to an academic in like a job application or something like that there. So make sure, of course, you're suitably professional and that the words and the choice of the words and the structures you use are clear for the listener to understand. But most people are pretty good with that anyway. We then have our resources of grammar and expression, which is the impact of your level of grammatical accuracy and vocabulary choices on your listeners' understanding. So some people think that when you're doing the OET exam, this should now be a canvas for you to experiment with using complicated grammar and vocabulary. Key to this is, yes, make it as complex as you can, but most importantly, accuracy is key. So your grammar and vocabulary should be accurate above being complex. So only use words and phrases and structures that you know you can use well, and you've been told that by the feedback you've been getting from your teacher or your classes, etc., etc. That is really, 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 really important. Okay, so make sure that your grammatical and vocabulary choices are accurate above being showy offy. But feedback to that is essential. Okay, the next set of criteria is the clinical communication criteria, which is unique to the OET exam, and it's broken down into 5 areas: relationship building, understanding and incorporating, providing structure, information gathering, and information giving. Okay, so when it comes to relationship building, you should be demonstrating with a suitable opening and demonstrating empathy throughout the conversation. So make sure you obviously open your conversation with a nice, suitable opening phrase. Make sure it's not too formal, make sure it's not too informal, but it invites the patient to speak about themselves and how they feel from the get-go. Next, we have understanding and incorporating, which means that you need to involve the patient in the conversation. Lots of people forget that that this is a two-way conversation. Yes, you as the professional should do the majority of the speaking, but you should also be giving the patient enough time to speak as well. So think about asking questions, getting them involved, demonstrating some active listening skills as well. Providing structure. Yes, your role play should make note of the information and organize it suitably, but also introduce new topics for discussion on your listeners' understanding. So you don't actually have to keep the role play exactly as it is in the role play card. Yes, it follows an obvious chronological order, but you can obviously expand upon those by asking a few extra questions here and there. But structure is key. Can you suitably turn the case note cards into a discussion from beginning to end and cover the information that's on the card while expanding it if you do think it's also suitable? Okay, the next 2 criteria is information gathering and information giving, and these two are interlinked. Gathering means asking questions and getting that information, aka you're going to be asking lots of open questions there, which involve a dialogue and a response. But information giving is also important. How can you take the information that's been given to you by the patient, and how can you relay it back to them in a way that they will understand, but is also suitable for their needs? And in this section here, it's really, really important that you're using what are known as closed questions to check for the patient's understanding. So, for example, you've told the patient about the series of treatment that they're going to have to go through and the implications and time that might be needed for that. You would then clarify they understand by using a phrase such as, how do you feel about this? Is this okay for you? Is this clear to you? Etc., etc. They will answer with a yes or no closed question. And that's something that a lot of candidates often miss because obviously OET's Western form of communication might not be used in your own country. So it is quite new to a lot of people, but it is a requirement that OET want to see that you're checking for understanding and you're checking that the patient is understood and is okay with what you are saying as well. Okay, guys. So of course, I'm only going through this criteria very, very quickly today. So it is important that aside from obviously learning it today and seeing how it's being applied in the OET speaking role plays we're about to do, that you go away and learn the scoring criteria like the back of your hand. You know exactly what you have to produce. I don't know why I looked at the back of my hand there. I don't have any scoring criteria tips on it. Anyway, the most important thing is that you know it really well and you know what you have to produce. And you have to know if you are producing it in advance of the exam so you're ready to take the exam and ace it on the big day. Okay, guys. So anyway, this is what we're going to do today. I have taken some scoring questions here. I'm going to be assessing your OET role play practice today based on some of these assessment questions. There are a few that have been designed to replicate and just give you some general comments on how well you've done in some of the linguistic criteria and the clinical communication criteria. You, of course, can use this to assess yourself in your own OET speaking as you do so. Because I want to make sure that everyone has something to take away today, even if you don't get a chance to do some OET speaking practice. But of course, you can assess everyone on some of these questions moving forth today. Anyway, let's get into our first OET speaking role play today. And the first role play we're going to do today is for nurses, doctors, and pharmacists. If there's any of you today, please hold on. There'll be 3 role plays today, one for each of those professions today. So please hold on. Your time and will be coming very soon. But here is the nurse role play card. So guys, I'm going to just give everyone 3 minutes, as you would on the day of the exam, to prepare for the card. if you do, of course, want to join me in the classroom today, I'm going to set a link into the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed. You will then use that link, click on it, and you'll come into the feed today. Make sure, of course, your camera and your microphone is working well, that your internet connection is stable and suitable, because if it's not, I'm afraid I won't be able to do the speaking practice for you today, and we'll have to give someone else a chance for that. Initially, I'm only inviting nurses in, so only please come into the classroom today. If you are a nurse, doctors and pharmacists will have a chance to do so later on. So keep an eye out for the link, guys. You have 3 minutes to plan and prepare for your OET response, and I will see some of you very, very soon in 3 minutes for a chance to do some speaking practice with me. Here we go, guys. Good luck, and I'll see you all very, very soon.
Sir, I cannot hear you. It seems that your microphone is muted.
And can you hear me now? Oh, there's two of me.
Okay, sir, now I can hear you. Hello, sir. Again, it's not, I cannot hear anything. Hello?
Hello, Katrina. Can you hear me now? Does the sound good? Sorry, guys. I'm having a few audio issues here. Give me 1 second while I try to correct them. Thank you. Hello, Katrina.
Yes?
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let's see how this goes here. Give me a second. All right. Hello, Katrina. Can you hear me now okay?
Yes, I can hear you. It's
Fantastic. I
now
don't know
clear.
what happened there. Gotta love technology, right? Anyway, it's very, very nice to meet you. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. How about you?
I'm very well, thanks. Tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Katrina. I am currently working here in Saudi Arabia. I am going to take my OET on the 24th of July and hoping to pass it. I am currently your student with Swoosh.
Oh, very good. Well, thanks a lot for joining us today as well in this session. I hope you're enjoying your Swoosh English preparation and you're feeling ready for your OET exam on the 24th of July.
Hopefully, really praying
Hopefully.
for it.
Of course. So, Katrina, whenever you're ready, you can begin your speaking practice today. So, my advice for obviously doing any speaking practice would be just to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget it's not a race to
Okay.
get finished within the 5 minutes and enjoy it as much as you can.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Katrina,
I guess
whenever
I'm
you're ready,
ready.
you can begin. Yes.
Okay. So good morning. My name is Katrina. I am a registered nurse in this healthcare center. How may I address you?
Hi, nurse. My name's Scott.
Hi, Scott. How are you? How have you been doing?
Not so bad, Katrina, but it's not really about me today. I'm here because of my son. As you can see, like he's got a huge cut on his finger because he had a knife on the bench. He sliced his finger. I'm quite worried about it because it won't stop bleeding and it looks really bad.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me clarify. Your son had a cut on his finger due to knife. So let me reassure you that I will check your son's bleeding, and if it's okay with you, can I ask you several questions?
Oh yeah, please, nurse. Thanks.
Okay, so uh, since when this bleeding has started?
It started there yesterday, believe it or not, and it hasn't really stopped since. We tried our best, but the cut isn't really clotting very well, unfortunately.
I understand that you are concerned about the bleeding, sir. So um, I can see that now it has stopped a little bit, but it may require for stitches. So what do you know about, do you have any idea about how this bleeding could be treated?
Well, actually, that's one thing I wanted to ask you, nurse, was I thought that he probably should have some stitches. So are you recommending that he does have some?
Yes. First, sir, I want to discuss to you the treatment options that will be provided for your son.
Hmm.
First, suturing might be needed so that the wound will be closed and then it will not have further infection or any complication. And second, some of antiseptic treatment might be applicable, and
Hmm.
we may advise you, and we may provide also daily dressing to keep the
Okay.
fingers clean and dry. How does that sound to you, sir?
Well, you're the expert, and I think these treatment options will work really well, which is great to hear. Um, how long do you think it'll take to heal? And will there be a chance of any scarring on the finger?
Um, as of the healing process, it will take time, like for a few more days. But rest assured that with proper treatment and with proper handling of the wound, it will not produce any scarring. And when you were able to follow these procedures, the healing will progress quickly, and there will be no scarring that will happen. From what I have mentioned to you, were you able to follow everything?
That's great to know. It's good to hear that things will be okay for him reasonably well. Is there anything that I can do to help with my son's finger at all to improve the healing process?
Aside from applying antiseptic and dressing daily, you must keep the fingers clean and dry. What do you remember from everything that I have told you? I hope you remembered something.
Yes, I remember everything, nurse. Thank you very much. Will his hand still have full functionality after the treatment has happened?
Thank you for asking that question. Let me reassure you, sir, that after completing all the things that I have advised to you, the hand will still have full function and will recover properly. And aside from that,
Good.
is it okay if I will ask you also to please try to remove sharp objects near your son, so it we will prevent further danger that will happen in the future?
I understand what you're saying, nurse, but I'm also a very busy person. It's going to be impossible for me to be around him at all times. I can't watch him every minute of the day. So that's going to be very hard to do.
I understand your concern. It should be very normal for all busy parents to actually overlook for this risk. But let me remind you that as parents, we should be always the first one to be responsible for our children. But nonetheless, I know that you are doing a good job. And for this, do you have any more concerns? Would you like to ask me?
Thank you very much, nurse, for all of your answers today. We'll get on board with getting treatment for his hand and see where it goes from there.
Thank you very much. And I hope to see you with your son doing very well.
Thank you very much, Nurse Katrina. And that is the end of the role playing. Katrina, how did it go for you today?
I'm quite nervous because I'm speaking with Scott, of course.
Well,
But
I think you did
really,
really well.
thank you so
I,
much.
if you were nervous at all, it didn't come across to me whatsoever. It actually seemed to go very, very smoothly for you from beginning to end. So you should be pretty happy about that.
Yes, I'm really happy. And having a chance to speak with you, it's really an honor for me.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to speak to you as well. I appreciate that. So, what do you think was your strong point in that role play?
I think I was able to finish the task in the cue card. and I was able to acknowledge the feelings of the parents, the anxiety that the parent was displaying,
Hmm.
and I guess I was confident in replying.
Good. And is there anything else that you think you could have improved on at all in the role play?
Um, I think signposting. I think more signposting and more to check whether the patient or the one I'm speaking to fully understood the instructions that I gave to
Okay.
them.
Okay. So let's have a look now at your role play and look at some of the questions about our assessment questions here and just give you a bit of audible feedback in terms of how the role play went. So did you speak clearly and was easy to understand? Very clear, nice neutral accent, enunciated all your words, and also very suitable speaking speed as well. So your pronunciation intonation was also really good. And I thought that your fluency was amazing. There was pretty much no hesitation or false starts at all throughout that role play. So in terms of the first two linguistic criteria, you would have scored very highly for that. Did you speak using an appropriate language and tone? I thought so. I thought that you were suitably formal for a nurse, but you also were able to relate to me and use some kinder, more empathetic language to come down to my level. So well done. And did you use relevant and correct vocabulary and grammatical structures? There were a couple of small errors here and there. For example, I will check on my son's bleed. So will it be a check up? A check up on my son's bleed would have been the correct phrasal verb to use. And you also said, I have advised to hear. So that might have been a pronunciation error. Advised, not advised. Very, very
Okay.
small minor errors that wouldn't really have affected overall any of my understanding of what you were saying. Okay. Did you speak in a way that offered empathy and support throughout the role play? Let me reassure you, I'm sorry to hear that, etc., etc. So you came across as kind and empathetic. Did you listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? I thought that you gave me a lot of great advice about everything that was going on. You showed that you were listening, you engaged in active listening, and gave me appropriate information throughout the role play. So well done. Was the delivery of information structured appropriately? I thought so looking at the role play card itself, but maybe you could have given me a bit more advice on how to clean the wounds. After all, you just simply said to me, it's going to be cleaned, but then you said you should clean it yourself, Scott. I know I didn't ask about that, but you probably should have given me a bit more advice about cleaning at that point. Okay. Now, you were very good at the end of checking for my understanding through some closed questions, but there was one closed question I thought maybe wasn't very appropriate. So you say, what do you remember about what I just said? As the patient, they say, I remember everything. So they probably wouldn't have actually given you an answer in that. So keep those closed questions nice and closed with the ones that work. How do you feel about this? Are you okay with this? How do you? Is this okay to you? Is this clear to you? Etc. Etc. For your closed questions. But overall, was I satisfied with your delivery of information? Yes. I know I was a bit of a difficult patient at one point because I didn't want to accept any parenting advice. But I thought you went about that really well in a nice, empathetic way. It just showed, hey, we make mistakes, it's fine. But the important thing is that you don't make those mistakes further. So overall, Katrina, I thought it was a really, really high quality role play. Just be careful of those small grammatical mistakes here and there. Make sure, of course, that you include all of the important content on the role play that you deem to include important, and make sure you're asking those suitable closed questions to check for understanding, and don't use one like you remember what I said. Apart from that, it was a good role play though, and you should be happy.
Thank you so much. It's really an
Okay,
honor.
well, Katrina, I wish you the best of luck with your OET speaking test next week, right?
Yeah, on the 24th of July.
24th, sorry. So yeah, about 3 weeks time. Hope your preparation goes well. Any questions, us at Swoosh English, reach out to us and our team will be happy to help you out with your preparation leading up to the big day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, your team is doing really a great job
Oh, I'm very happy to
helping
hear.
us today.
I'm very,
And
very happy to hear it.
I'm encouraging everyone to join the team because they will really help you a lot. They provide a lot of assistance.
Katrina, thank you very much for that. Good luck with your preparation and hope it goes really well for you in the next 3 weeks. And thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye. Okay, guys, that was Nurse Katrina. Sorry about some of the audio and video problems that happened there. I love it when it happens when I'm in front of 400 people. But hey, we try our best to move on with it. So, guys, throw in your comments for Katrina. Let her read them about how her preparation went. But in terms of how a role play goes, that was a really, really high quality one, and one that you should probably strive for yourself when doing your own OET speaking practice. Okay, guys. First role play done for nurses. Now we're going to do one for our medical professionals today. So here is the doctor role play card right here. And of course, guys, if you're enjoying this class today, give me a like, give me a love. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to our Facebook, our YouTube channel by clicking the bell button on the bottom of the screen. And I'm looking forward to having someone else speak to me today now as well. So once again, guys, the same as last time. Hopefully the audio will go a bit smoother this time. Is I'm going to send in a link to the comments, and that link will, of course, allow you to come into the Swoosh English classroom today and give you a chance to do some speaking. Remember, good audio, ideally a camera, it makes it a bit more engaging, and of course, a high internet connection as well to make sure everything goes nicely and smoothly. I know that my internet, well, whatever happened to my audio there wasn't good. So, hey, Scott, practice what you preach, but we try our best as we go along. So I'll put this role play card full screen, give everyone about 3 minutes or so to prepare. And those who want to join, make sure you come in, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Thanks a lot. Speak soon. Okay, guys, that's the 3 minutes up. So let's get someone in to do some OET mock speaking practice with me now. So we've got a few people come in, but the people who have the cameras on, I like having a camera on. It makes it a bit more engaging. So I'm going to give Rania a chance to do some speaking practice with me today. Hello.
Hi Scott, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a doctor, I'm a GP. I'm living in the UK right now. I'm not working yet, so I'm hoping to pass my OET and be able to get my GMC registration.
Excellent. So you're putting lots of time into your OET preparation at this
Yeah,
point?
I have, yeah.
And do you know when you're taking your OET exam at this
Yes,
point?
the 10th of July, pretty
The
soon.
10th of July. Oh, 1 week's time. Are you feeling prepared and ready to go?
Well, yes, I hope so. Yeah, I feel prepared.
Excellent,
I
excellent.
will.
Well, let's enjoy some OET speaking practice today. So once
Okay.
again, like the advice I normally give, relax as much as you can and go with it. It's not a rush to get finished, and just enjoy the experience as much as you can in preparation for the big day, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are you ready to begin?
Yeah, will I have the card shown in the... Yeah.
Ta-da. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, Rani, whenever you begin, you can begin your preparation. You can begin your role play.
Okay, so hello, good morning. I'm Dr. Rania. How may I help you today?
Hi, Dr. Rania, and thanks for seeing me today. I'm not here for myself. I'm actually here for my daughter,
Okay.
who's developed a rash in the last couple of days, and they're quite itchy. So I suspect that it could possibly be chickenpox, but I'm looking to hear what your information is about this.
Okay, well, we'll have to examine her first. May I? May I
Yes,
proceed?
please.
Okay, so yes, after examination, yes, it is chickenpox. Chickenpox, I can confirm that. So, is there anything you want to know about it? You seem to have an idea about that condition, right?
Yes, because I've had it myself when I was younger, but it'd be good to get a medical professional opinion on it. So, um, is chickenpox contagious and also quite dangerous? I can't remember that from being a child myself.
Yes, okay. Yes, I appreciate, I consider your questions. And yes, it is actually, it is contagious. It can, especially in kids, but it's not dangerous. Do not worry about that. Be reassured. It's not, absolutely, it's not dangerous. It can be itchy. It can be, yeah, it can be, she can have fever and rash, as you said, but it's just mild fever. It's nothing serious. So just with some symptomatic treatment, it should be okay. Do you want to hear about the management plan?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
What would you suggest for managing this, doctor?
Well, great. I'm happy to hear that you are willing to hear my suggestions. So, as I said, so it's contagious. So she has to be isolated for 2 to 3 weeks. She must not go to school for about a week because we have to wait for the spots to form a scab. It takes usually about a week. So she has to be in her room, has her proper towel. If she has siblings, please keep her away from them until she feels better. And is that clear so far?
That is clear so far. She does have a 10-month-old brother,
Oh,
so I'm kind of concerned about having such a young child around her. What would you recommend?
yeah, so please no, please just keep her brother away from her because, as I said, he's at risk of contacting the virus, and it's a viral condition, so it can spread easily.
Okay.
So, what we can do about her symptoms now? You said she had itching, right?
Yeah, she's quite itchy. She feels quite lethargic, and she's lost her appetite as well.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. So
Okay.
what we can do for itching, it's normal to be it's normal to feel like little bit lethargic, to lose some appetite because of the fever, But
Okay.
yeah, it will pass with paracetamol, and yeah, it will help her to reduce the itching. Please ensure she wears cotton clothes, loose cotton clothes, to allow her skin to breathe. To use calamine lotion and antihistamines from over the counter. It will help her a lot. Paracetamol, I insist you use paracetamol if she has a fever over 38.5 or
Mhm.
38. if she's really feeling bad. And she will be better. She will feel a lot better in like few days concerning the fever and appetite.
That's good to hear, nurse. Oh,
Okay.
doctor, sorry. When do you think she can go back to school?
Well, as I said, it takes about a week to form for her scars to form a scab. So maybe after a week, yes, or two, to be really safe for the other kids, because we don't want others to get with the chickenpox also.
Sure.
So, is there anything you want to ask me about? Is it?
Sure. She's scratching a lot. Is there anything that we can do to avoid her from scratching and maybe picking her scabs while it's very itchy?
No, you don't want to pick her scabs. No,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. You don't. We want that to heal. So if you pick it, it will be more itchy and it will be more annoying for her. I understand she's a little kid and she cannot help herself from scratching. Yes, you have just to watch her. Maybe put something on her hands and cut her fingers. So not her fingers, sorry, her nails.
Yeah.
So she does not harm herself, and that's it. Okay, and please, if another symptoms arise, if another complication or something you feel like it's serious, she needs to come back to see me. I hope I help you today. Is there anything I can explain more to you, or do you want to ask me about?
No, doctor. Thanks for answering my questions about chickenpox, etc. And I now know exactly what to do and what to expect. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you for coming to see me and wish to see her well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And there we go. The role play has been done. How'd it go for you, Rania?
Well, I was a bit nervous at the beginning. And
Was
it's really hard to focus on the examiner and look at the cards in the same time. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's a lot more going on right now because you've got a computer, you've got everyone online, you've got me speaking across the computer, etc. as well. So it probably will be a bit easier to manage in the day of the exam as well. But well done. What do you think was your strong point in that role play?
Well, I feel like I was picking the patient or the carer cues, so I was clarifying with him what he said and answering his worries. I feel like I did signposting, but it's not really obvious. But I feel like I did it. I don't know. I want you to tell me about that. Okay, we will talk about the management plan. I feel I was maybe not really empathetic, but I don't feel the disease needs so much empathy because it's just chickenpox. Yeah, so I don't know if I was empathetic enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's have a look now at some of your some of the discussion questions, and I can go through some audible feedback here with you in terms of how well you did. Okay. So first thing, were you a clear speaker and easy to understand in terms of your enunciation, your pronunciation, your intonation? I thought that was all really, really relevant. There were a couple of small pronunciation errors, one being management and cloves. You said cloves is. It's a common error because it's a hard word. It's a layer of consonants blended together, but it's all one sound, cloves, cloves.
Okay.
Okay. But apart from that, your pronunciation was all really well. Did you speak fluently and smoothly with few hesitations and false starts? While there wasn't much hesitation and false starts, I thought that your speaking speed maybe was a bit rapid. Maybe just bring it down a little bit. Just
That's
that's
my problem.
And I understand that when you're nervous, people often speak even faster than normal. So just something to be aware of when you're speaking, because it'll make your communication just slightly clearer if you do bring your speaking speed down just a little tad. And in case you do make any hesitations or you do repeat yourself or get tongue tied with ahs and ums, that will be less likely to happen if you're speaking a little bit slower. Did you use appropriate language and tone? I thought you did. For a doctor, of course, you were suitably formal, but also friendly and welcoming to speak about various aspects as well. And did you use relevant and correct vocabulary and grammatical structures? Nothing used incorrectly in terms of your vocabulary. There were a few small grammatical errors. One, for example, was "it takes about 2 weeks." So that should have been about 2 weeks. So it may be a pronunciation, that S sound at the very, very end. And you said if another symptoms recur, so that was a countable error. If other symptoms, so we have other plus plural or another plus one. So other symptoms occur. Apart from that, two small grammatical errors that I picked up on, quite minor. It didn't impede my understanding. I knew exactly what you were trying to say. On to clinical communication criteria. Did you speak in a way that offered empathy and support? Sometimes, but I still think it could have been there just a little bit more at times. Don't forget, this is a young girl who has chicken pox. She's probably very scared about the chicken pox. It's itchy, it's scratching, she has these rashes. So a bit more empathy for a worried parent is still appropriate, even though, of course, it's like everyone gets chicken pox, but everyone also reacts to chickenpox a little bit differently. So I still think that a bit more empathy would have been required in that at times. But apart from that, when you did offer empathy and support, it was on point. So well done. Did you listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? I always thought so. Yep. You listened to my queries well. You answered me appropriately. You asked a follow-up question, and the role play actually was signposted and flowed quite well, I thought, in my opinion. Was it structured appropriately from beginning to end? I didn't see anything about that made me think that shouldn't have been there. That maybe should have been there. Maybe you should have not mentioned that point so much. So I thought the structure was good. And overall, was I satisfied with delivery of information? For the most part, but at the very end, it's probably a good thing just to repeat what's being done now. Not a long summary, so to say, but a repeat in terms of, okay, this is what's going to be done now based on the conversation, so that the patient has something to move away from. But your opening was great, and your closing salutations were also really, really good as well. So overall, Rania, a good role play. Just be careful about some of those grammatical and pronunciation errors that I pointed out. Make sure you bring your speaking speed down just a little bit, and try and express just a little bit more empathy throughout the role play as well. Will be the points I want to bring to your attention in this.
Okay, thank you.
How was that? Any questions for me? Any more?
Oh, well, thank you. That's clear. Yeah, that's clear.
I'm practicing what I preach. Is this okay to you? Is this clear to you, etc., etc.? Overall, it was a good role play of a high standard, and you should be pretty happy going into that. Just a couple of small tweaks there for you to work on in the next couple of weeks leading up to your OET exam.
Couple of days, actually.
Couple of days, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, couple of days. Sorry. Good luck, and thanks a lot for coming along today, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for this opportunity as well. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Take
Have a
care.
good day. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, and that was Dr. Rania. Let me know how you thought that she got on in the role play today. But overall, I thought she did it of a pretty high standard. Just want to emphasize the need for everyone to, when you're nervous, bring your speaking speed down a bit. When we're nervous, we tend to speak even faster than we normally do. So make sure you are aware of that and bring your speaking speed down. As you can see, empathy is really, really important in these role plays as well. Make sure, of course, that you are doing that. And of course, that you are keeping the role play nice and structured and constantly asking for to clarify if the information has been given well with closed questions throughout. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for coming along today to that role play practice. So just to finish off the session today, I want to remind everyone, if you want to pass the OET exam the first time, make sure you have the motivation, the time, the tools, and the support and feedback to succeed. If you have all of these things, you're ready to pass your exam the first time. If you don't have them, then it's not too late, and we are here to help you. Guys, this weekend is Thank You NHS Day. So anyone who is working for the NHS or wants to work at the NHS at some point, thank you very much. We want to make sure that our NHS is appreciated, and they're doing great work with the current COVID pandemic, as well as all the other work that they are doing for their preparation for everything they do for healthcare. So in support of the NHS, we at Swoosh English are doing a promotion. So all of our packages currently from today will have access to a bonus. Our accelerator package, you will get 2 bonus writing corrections. With our deluxe package, you will get 5 bonus writing corrections. And with our premium package, you will get 5 bonus writing corrections plus a 1-to-1 class. So there's literally hundreds of dollars of bonuses here in each of these packages. Therefore, there hasn't been a better time for you to get signed up to a Swoosh English package, because you're getting extra bonus in the form of writing corrections and one-to-one classes with all of our courses. So make sure you check us out and consider those offers, but it's only available for a short period of time. So midnight, Sunday, 4th of July, UK time, this offer will end. So of course, make sure you get signed up ASAP to that offer before Sunday. And if you want to do so, well, you'll see the links in the chat box, but of course you can come over to us at swooshenglish.com and see how to get access to that course. Anyway, guys, our next class will be OET Reading Essential Skills for Part B. That will be next Friday, July the 9th at 9 a.m. UK time. So we do a live class with official OET every week, as well as on the Swoosh English page. So make sure, of course, you come to that class for more support on your reading Part B. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys then. So once again, guys, thanks a lot for coming along to this class. If anyone has any quick questions they'd like me to answer, I will happily do so for the remainder of this class. But once again, thanks a lot for coming. Check out the links in the chat box. It'll give you links to our courses and the offers that we currently have on our accelerator course, our deluxe course, and our premium course with those extra writing corrections and the bonus one-to-one class. Remember, 2 days only. So get signed up ASAP for that. Everyone, you are very, very welcome. Thanks a lot for coming along today to this class. And I will see you all very, very soon for some more OET preparation practice for your OET exam. Remember, these classes alone, while great, you need more support and feedback on your OET, especially in your writing. So these bonus writing corrections you'll get with the Swoosh English package will be very, very useful for all of you. See you all, guys. To those who are taking the OET exam very, very soon, I wish you the best of luck with your preparation. Thanks a lot. Take care and contact us at enquiries@swooshenglish.com or come visit our website if you have any more questions about everything. Take care. Have a good day and see you all soon. Bye-bye.